Welcome back. As this crusty
Dun, dun.
crab.
Sorry, this
man.
music is so good. Like
This crusty mushroom infected Tommy has now become sentient, it seems, and noticing our friend Dominicus. And go ahead and roll your magic surge table, because we forgot about that.
yes.
Wild magic, because you raged.
It's number 2. I'll let you.
I'm doing that up.
I don't
I have to pull
know.
that up. My bad.
It's okay.
What does this do? You see as Ace, noticing this thing, notice him, disappears. And then teleports back to the end of the room like, ooh. That's
What the fuck just happened?
Rowan is going with that initiative movement. Rowan from the thing. Rowan's gonna attack it with Limeil's blade.
Okay, I will give you that as your attack, and then everybody else, let's roll initiative. So go ahead and roll your attack, and then roll your initiative.
Would it be a surprise attack at all?
Yeah. It's not necessarily advantage, but you
Okay.
get the attack
Okay.
for free, basically, out of initiative.
Okay. So that's a 17 plus 5, so 22 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
You feel
I'm
as
gonna-
as your blade kind of slices along the mushrooms, and it puts a good gash in the mushrooms, but it does seem heavily armored at the current state of the growth of the mushrooms.
Okay. I'm gonna do the damage to it.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna spend a superiority die on it to trip it. But it's going
It
to
is
be
already prone.
Okay, so would I do double the damage then? Since
It just gives you advantage on your attack if it's prone.
okay, so
Isn't that what prone does, right? It's just advantage on your attack, right? Your melee attack.
I thought it was a crit if they're prone.
No, so
No. No.
is advantage. Prone is advantage on melee attacks. Disadvantage
Unconscious
on-
is, I think,
Right.
unconscious is.
Yeah, that's right, unconscious.
Yeah.
So
And-
it is 10 slashing damage. Yeah.
And then it auto fails dex saves, correct? When it's
That
prone.
is correct.
Okay. Never mind. I'm not spending a superiority die. I'm saving that.
Give me initiatives. Krun.
7.
7. Briar.
I feel like Shichi would be appropriate here.
20.
Ace.
18.
Asher.
21 with a nat 20.
Let's go.
Oh.
Rowan.
22.
Hey.
Oh, that's a good sign.
No, not for me.
It's a great sign.
What is its modifier?
Like
Okay.
a 1.
-2.
You rolled a 2.
No. It's not that bad. It's just not good.
Okay. Right.
Freaking
It's not as bad as
monster.
mine.
Are we?
It's
are we
actually
talking about
above
sacred
Quran.
flame bat? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me take the 10 damage. And is that what it was total? And you did not expend your superiority die?
Did not know.
We come to the first turn, which is Rowan anyway. Go again.
Rowan is gonna freak out and just take the Limeil's blade and go in for two hits again in the same spot, kind of like chopping wood, kind of a thing. Like you're gonna see that, and in the motions that he's going to be doing against his attacks. 19 plus 5 again, and then
That'll hit.
12 plus 5 for the second slash. So that'd be 17 to hit for the second one.
That'll hit. Wait, okay. So you're attacking twice with the same blade?
Yeah,
I
just kind
don't
of like,
think
kind of
you
like.
can do that. That the point of dual wielding and being able to attack twice is that you have attacks with each of the blades. You have to make a choice.
Is it?
I'm pretty
It
sure that's the
is?
point. Yeah, of dual weapon fighting and assumes that you're using both weapons to fight.
Okay.
You wouldn't get.
You
you
still have
get
your
one attack.
recoil
Yeah.
to.
Okay. So I will use my flame tongue for the second attack then. So just gonna be real quick against them both, and an instinct. So do both hit 17 and a.
Yes.
Okay. So
25 or whatever, or 22 or whatever.
Yeah. So both will be 10. Shit. So 4 for the flame tongue slashing damage, 8 slashing damage for the second one, and I'm gonna do the flame damage, which is 1.
Go ahead and double that.
Double that.
Yep. So, well, yeah. So it'll be 2.
Oh, so 2.
You do
Yeah.
sense that the flame damage does more damage, but as it cuts through, the mushrooms kind of fizzle off, turn into black and almost ash. But it did do more damage, and remove some of that armor that it seems to have, but also remove some of the mushrooms. What was the total damage on that?
So that was a 1 plus 3, so 4 slashing damage for the first attack, 8 slashing damage for the second one.
And then the 2 for
2 fire. Yep.
2 fire. Cool. Okay. Asher.
So Asher's gonna be like, Rowan, no fire, and then he's gonna run in and try to start harvesting as many as he can before this thing gets up.
They are attached to it, so
I'm gonna using his sword to
yeah, just roll for
Cut 'em out.
attacks.
That's a 19 plus 3, so 22.
That'll hit. Okay, roll your damage. Is this the first time Asher's ever
4.
used his sword?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is.
4 damage.
Yep.
Does he
Again,
get any
you
mushrooms
slice at the kind of protective armor of the mushrooms. Nothing falls off, but you do kind of cut into it a little bit, and almost like you took a sword and chopped off the bark of a tree, almost a little bit. It's kind of what it's akin to. Is that it for you,
Yep, that's all I can do.
Briar?
Minesleever. So you'll need to do an intelligence of 13.
That is an 8.
Oh, amazing. So let's see. It's going to take 3 damage on top of the whip, which will be an extra 2 damage. And you will have.
You have to roll the attack for the whip.
Oh, yep.
Don't just roll.
Totally
the damage.
remembered that.
Is it at advantage there since it's prone?
Would that technically be a ranged attack at this point?
Well, 17, so
Yeah, you're good.
yeah. So that was, 5 damage total. And just a heads up, you're going to be taking 1d4 away from your next saving throw.
I need you to roll me a saving throw.
Amazing.
This will be
saving-
this will be an intelligence saving throw as well.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, yes, intelligence saving throw.
23.
Okay, you're good. Ace.
Okay,
Marcus,
so Ace, confused as hell, is going to be like, okay, just do and try to take his steps back and do the same thing to get back where he was, on top of him, and do a grapple.
That will be your bonus action to teleport back.
Yes.
You teleport back with your bonus action. And give me a strength check.
How's a 23?
Damn. Yeah, okay. This actually has a +6 on its strength saving throws, but I rolled a 3.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 9.
Man, that advantage because I rolled a 3 on the other one, so I was like,
Okay. But you are very close. Okay. It is now its turn. It is going to first of all attempt to break off of your, well, no. It doesn't need to. As you kind of hold it down, it kind of and spews out this vomit with the spores that you could see that floated from its skin when those pores opened up. You can see those within this bile that it spews out. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I put it in chat what the protection from poison does. I believe it gives you advantage.
You don't know that. Yeah, this is not. This is not poisoning.
Well, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, so let's go with Dominicus first.
can you skip me for once? I'm looking at barbarian things to make sure I don't
Okay.
have something.
Asher.
That is a 13.
Okay. Briar.
15.
Run.
17.
And then Allie.
17.
And Ace. You got it now?
Yeah, 18.
So, let me roll the damage on this. I should have had some puke dice. Oh, I do have puke dice. There you go.
Very festive
That
for the
is
occasion.
2
Like at,
Briar and Asher. 5 points of damage. And you are knocked prone as you slip on this bile.
Okay.
And everybody else will take 2 points of damage. This is poison damage. You're not actually poisoned, it's just poison damage.
Unless you have vulnerability to poison. But I don't think anybody does.
So, that is that. And now, as it vomits in your face, it will... I guess it will be with disadvantage. No, it's going to try to break free.
Okay.
Do I
It
want to make my
breaking free-
attacks with disadvantage? That's what being restrained would be, attacks with disadvantage, right?
Yes, but it breaking free would be its action. So I don't know if that what it just did.
Okay.
Would
Well,
count.
then I will.
Right? I'm just double checking.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm trying. Okay, it has 3 attacks, so it can do this, what it just did, as one of them, or a different thing, or 2 claw attacks. So, in this case, it's just going to make two claw attacks at you with disadvantage. That's a natural 1. That's a natural 1. What the hell?
Bam.
As it kind of tries to claw at you, but you
That's not-
successfully restrain it. You're like, no.
That's not gonna work there, big man.
Well done. Okay, Karan.
right. Well,
2 natural
I haven't-
ones. I didn't
Well,
even
yeah,
need
that's
to roll
crazy.
disadvantage.
I was going to be attempting to harvest with these, with my herbalism kit, but he had to make an attack, so I don't know. Can I attempt to harvest with my herbalism kit like I was initially intending on doing?
You can try.
How-
It would
how
still
you
be
like
an
me to
attack
try?
because this is almost armor plated. Like you're trying to remove armor from this thing. So it's more of like you would need to hack this off like it's bark from a tree. More so than it would
Okay.
be like, oh, I'm gonna just bloop, pluck a mushroom.
Well, I mean, that means that I literally can't do anything. 'Cause I have 0 weapons.
You have 0 what?
I have no weapons.
You have magic.
Yeah, I know. I can use magic. I just don't want to burn everything. But yeah.
Go punch it. Karan, imagine Karan
Honest-
going and punching something.
Stop.
Stop it. That's my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could. So he just wants to get to the actual mushroom. The mushroom you're saying is covered in this bark-like exterior.
Also,
this
yeah, let
crusting.
me actually pull this guy up.
Oh, yeah,
It does
I'd like to see a
exist. It is
Yeah,
a hard shell.
Let me see this
It is now
terrifying
on,
thing.
It is now on Twitch. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh,
I have the thing. I did the thing.
Oh,
Okay, so he's wearing like he has like legitimate armor on. Okay.
Well, no, yeah, it is
Oh.
crusted over like hard shell.
And it's underneath
mushroom.
the armor is where these mushrooms are. Or
The
you're saying
harvestable part, yes, it's almost like the
Yes.
pores. Like there's the frame that is actually him, and then these pores that would be almost like the root systems of this thing, and then this hard shell over top.
okay.
could this armor be harvested?
You don't know.
Okay. It was a question.
Well, I've got one thing that I can do that can be in text, and I'm gonna use my 2nd level bonus action. We're gonna summon the spiritual weapon,
Okay.
wispy ball
The
thing.
wispy will-o-wisp.
This little wisp thing,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack with that. That is 22,
That'll hit.
and that is D8 plus 4. So that is a 7 D8 plus 3 plus 4, 7 radiant
7
damage.
radiant damage.
Radiant damage, yes.
Okay. We come back to the top of the line. Rowan.
Hearing Asher remind him in the moment to not use fire, Rowan is going to disignite the sword and say out loud sorry to Ace and Asher for not going to probably be able to see. And
Fortunately, you were right. It would be very dark and almost impossible to see this creature. But the guiding bolt successfully landing. It illuminates with a light glow. You can see the creature. The rest of your surrounding, not as much.
okay,
Who cast Guiding Bolt?
Wait, didn't you cast guiding bolt?
No, I
Oh, you
was
used
going.
spiritual weapon. Just
I used
kidding.
spiritual weapon,
It
but I
is
was
pitch
actually
black in
going
here.
to.
Nobody can see
I was-
anything.
I was going to hold an action. I was like, I don't really need to, but yeah. No. So no, I
yeah,
didn't.
you
I
use
was-
spiritual weapon. No, it's
Yeah,
dark.
which is my bonus action. So yeah.
so Rowan's going to go at the head again while it's still kind of down and trying to get the head off. Just kind of
Roll
swat.
your attacks with disadvantage because you cannot see.
Yes, I can. I have elf vision. I have 6
Dark
feet
vision.
of
Oh,
dark
that's
vision.
right. Yeah, you're fine.
Only
Actually,
person who's
roll your
hampered by
attacks
these.
with advantage because it's being restrained. And it's prone. It's restrained prone.
No, actually, I was gonna say it was.
Natural
Jeez.
20 for that one, for the first one. And roll again. Oof. Okay, well, first one will hit. It's a natural 20. Next one won't hit because it's a 6. So, I'll use one of the swords. Yeah, no, that won't even, the math won't even do. So that is
I can't-
10 slashing damage from Rowan.
Is that total?
Yep, because
Everything
I
together?
missed.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
missed with the second attack. Even with advantage, I rolled a 5 and a 6.
And you doubled the damage?
So that'd be 20 slashing damage.
Well,
against
it's doubled your roll and then you add your thing. It's not double the thing and the added. You know what I mean? So like
Okay,
your plus.
so
So it's double whatever you rolled.
double the plus.
And then the
Double
plus.
the die roll. And
Double
then
the
you add
die roll
plus.
and then you add the
So
plus.
14
yeah.
plus 3, which is 17.
So 7 more. There we go. Cool. For that nat 20. And we come to Asher.
Okay, well, Asher not being able to see shit is gonna be like, and he's gonna produce flame in one hand and keep his, and that's all he can do. So he's gonna hold up all of fire in his hand, lighting the room.
There's now dim light in the room.
At least we
Briar.
can see.
It hasn't had to do any saving throws yet. Dang it. I'm just going to Mind Sliver again.
Okay.
Mind Sliver.
So that's for me, right?
Yes, intelligence of 13.
There we go. That's different.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
That is a 17.
okay.
It's a 19 minus 2. Okay.
Okay, just gonna cross her arms and shrug.
I need
It's
you to roll a intelligence saving throw.
Amazing. Okay. 17 plus 5, I think.
You're good.
We're okay.
Ace Dominicus.
Okay, so here's where I need to understand. Do I need to make another strength check on mine, or does it take an action to hold him down, and I can make a one attack with the other hand? How
I don't
How do you wanna-
think that you get attacks if you like you're restraining
'Cause I'm-
it for other people, you know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly how that works. I don't know if you necessarily need to make another check to keep them restrained. I think generally people do that. Am I right? Generally people will say like make another check, strength check
I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar.
to keep them restrained. I would say go ahead. That seems to make sense to me. So go ahead and make another strength contest. Which
then would he
this will
make
be
another
my
strength
saving throw. Yeah, this will be my saving throw minus the D4. Is that what you said, Briar?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Let me do this.
21.
Okay. Yep, you're good. It is still restrained.
then-
Okay. It is its turn.
Holding it down, Dom. Holding it down.
Family.
That is 20 total. Not a nat 20, but 20 total. Like it is trying to break free from your grasp. That will be its action.
So then, do I contest that, or what do I do?
Yeah. So contest that, yeah.
Okay. It's a 12.
So it has broke free. It's going to use its action to do that, to kind of throw you to the side as it uses its movement to crawl from underneath the table and stand up. And you see that it is large. Definitely not the normal human form that it was. It stands about maybe 7.5, 8 foot tall, maybe. Kind of hunched over as it kind of But that is its turn. I think, yes. It cannot do anything else. So, we come to Karan.
All right. Well, now, I mean, I can't harvest anymore because the thing is suspended itself. I'd have to go to its legs, or what I was trying to get at is now moved.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's towering over now.
Yeah. So now I'm going to use Guiding Bolt on it. I'll do that. Oh man, first level, because it's the only level I got available still.
Is this a save from me? Or is this you rolling an
This
attack?
one, no, this is an actual attack, Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
So
Roll your attack.
That is a dirty 20, 14 plus 6.
Okay, that'll hit.
Cool. And that is going to be 4d6.
Zang. Do that damage.
Hell yeah, it is some damage there. 3 6s and a 2. 6,
Ooh.
12, 18, 20
20.
damage.
20 dablet. That's a lot of
So,
damage.
Yeah, radiant damage. And I still have my spiritual weapon up.
Okay.
So I'll use bonus action to continue the attack.
You may do so.
And that one is 21. 15 plus 6. That
That'll
one
hit,
is a
yep.
D8. That's 4 plus 4. So that's 8 more radiant damage.
8 more.
Or sorry, force damage. Force damage. Force damage.
Oh, force damage from the guiding bolt. Okay, good to know.
No, guiding bolt was radiant. The spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon is force damage. So many weapons.
And he's all glittery and shit from the guiding bolt that happened this time.
Glittery. You can see him, even, and also it's a dim light now because of Asher's hand. And we come back to Rowan.
So Rowan is going in for his 2 attacks again. And one of them I'm going to spend a superiority die to try to trip it to make it prone again.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, 11 plus 5, 16 to hit for the first one.
That hits.
Okay. And then we got a 12 plus 5, so 17 for the second one. So I think that does. I rolled that before. Okay. So for the first attack, I'm going to go ahead and throw the superiority die in that. I'm going to go ahead and check it off. That is a 3 plus 3 slashing damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and spin the superiority die on top of that damage roll as well.
So we're at 6 total damage right now. And then your superiority die.
We'll put it at 14.
14
damage
total?
done. Yes, 14 total. 6 plus 8 is 14. And it also has to make a strength saving throw right now for us at 14. It's gotta beat the 14.
Dang. That is a 12 on the strength.
Okay, so it's prone.
It's knocked prone as he sweeps the leg and it kind of.
Okay, so then now I'm gonna go ahead and use my second attack, the Lime's Blade, against it. So that's 3 plus 3, so that's 6 slashing damage done to him. And then I'm also I disignited the source. We're good.
You can see it, the different slash marks that you've made as it kind of falls to its falls prone and kind of catches itself with its hand. You can see at one of the slashes the kind of opening in the armor. Some of the pores kind of pour out. Pores pour out. The spores pour out.
Ron's gonna say as he's slashing down, "Get down," and then just.
Okay,
flare.
Asher.
Okay, so Asher is going to take another swing at this thing, and it's prone, correct?
It is, so advantage. Well,
Oh, that was a cocked nat 20.
you already had advantage, right? Because it was, well, one of Rowan's attacks would have had advantage on the first guiding bolt attack, right? The first attack after a guiding bolt.
Yeah, the first attack would have had advantage, but
I hit it. I hit it anyway.
Well, you
thanks
could
for
try to see
advantage.
if you can get a nat 20. You might as well.
Oh, I'll roll. No, I got a 17.
Yep. So the guiding bolt is now faded, right? Because it's after the
Yeah.
first attack.
Yeah.
Okay, Asher. But you have
So that's
advantage anyway because it is prone.
Yeah, so 21.
That'll hit.
He's all coming on really good numbers, and that's 2.
2 damage.
It was a 5, and it was like sideways. And, like,
Aw.
damn it.
Briar.
Minesweeper.
13.
13.
Fails once again. That is roll
There
to
we go.
damage.
Yes, damage. You say 3. Now I will
Okay.
roll for attack. A 17
That'll hit.
and a 5 for damage.
Okay, so
top of
7
that.
damage total.
Mhm.
And roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 17.
You're good. Dumb.
Yeah, seeing that Rowan just tripped this thing, I want to just punch down on him.
With advantage.
Okay. First hit. 19.
Good. That'll hit.
Second hit will be 16.
That will hit as well.
Max damage. Cool. 28 points of damage.
Dang. Dang, son. All right. Good hits. As he just kind of slams down on this face. Okay. It is now its turn. It kind of flails around as you... It's going to make 2 attacks against you. That is 18 plus stuff.
Okay.
And that is 15 plus stuff.
Okay. What's its stuff as long... Well, yeah, it's good. Both hits it.
Okay. That is going to be 2 claw attacks. As it stops flailing after you crush its face in a little bit, it kind of... As both of these swipes up attack. These land as it slashes at you for... Let me get the right die. That is not the right die. That is the right die. For...
Did you roll for disadvantage on the prone rolls against Seth?
Is it disadvantage with prone?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's trying to attack up. Well, I guess it will get up first. It could use its movement to do that. So it's not restrained or anything. So yeah. Yes, it kind of after getting its face smashed in, pulls itself up and then makes these 2 attacks. That is 8 points of slashing damage. But also, this is weird that this monster does this. So that would be 4 for you, halved, because you're raging. It's not magical. But also, 3 total. I already halved it. So you're 7 points of damage total. Don't worry about it. It's slashing part of it and piercing part of it. It's weird that it's split up that way. I don't know why they did that, but but yeah, total 7 points of damage. It will also attempt to bite you, which is 16 to hit.
That's That's the AC.
That. Okay, so this is. That is 15 points of piercing damage. That'll be halved. So 6 points, right? Or 7 points. 7 points of piercing damage. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's 19 plus 5.
Okay. You're good. Okay. That is its turn. Run. Some of the armor where these spores are leaking out, you can see it's looking pretty hurt.
Okay.
But still got a lot of fight in it.
I'll continue. I'm gonna try to focus around that area again. Like I don't want to like just devastate this thing. So we need to get something from it. But around where it's starting to like leak and damage, I'll attack with a Sacred Flame. So that'll be a 14 Dex check for
Dex
you.
save. That is 15 plus stuff.
Okay.
Wait. It might be minus. No, it's plus stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If it was minus stuff, it would have made a big difference.
Oh yeah, because that's not a saving. Wait, got it.
Yeah. It's not an attack as a save. Yeah. But I'll still have my spiritual weapon, and I'm gonna try
Roll for attack.
tapping at the same spot again.
Yeah, force damage.
Sure.
And don't forget, if you end up needing a saving throw, you take disadvantage. Well, not disadvantage. You take 1d4 minus.
I've already done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need you.
Oh wait, no, I need to do it. Okay, so there's a new set of Mind Sliver. Okay, right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so need you. Yeah. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 26.
26 damage total.
That's 26. No, to hit. To hit.
Okay,
Not
to hit.
nat,
Yes,
but-
it hits.
26
Roll-
damage with the spiritual
your-
weapons.
Double H.
Okay, so as long as this is high and good still, I'll take it 7. So that's 14 plus 4, 18 radiant. Or force
18
damage.
radiant.
18 force damage.
Force
18
damage. Yes.
God, it's two
Good.
different.
Solid hit with the spiritual weapon. We come back to Rowan.
Is there a guiding bolt on him?
No, there was no
Any
guiding
chance?
bolt.
No,
Okay.
it is off now.
Okay. So just straight rolls.
Yep.
Okay, come on. Okay, so 16 plus 5, 21 for the first hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 17 plus 5, so 22 on the second hit.
That'll hit.
I'm gonna spend another superiority die to try to trip it again.
Stop!
Stop! Get down!
It's like it's standing on a thing of ice and it keeps just tripping and falling
Right.
down.
If it works, it works.
Absolutely.
All's
So-
fair in love and war.
So let's see here. 10 is 5 plus 2. So 10 slashing damage for the first attack. If you don't mind going ahead and doing that,
Strength.
the strength check for that one.
That's 18 plus stuff, so it stands up.
Oh yeah,
Or
okay.
it stays up.
It's okay.
10 damage. We're at 10 damage, and then you're about to make another attack. Or-
Yes. So I rolled a 4 plus 3, 7 damage, slashing damage.
17 total. Okay, good hits. More of these slashes kind of open up these holes in the armor, these gashes where the spores begin to kind of float out, almost gaseously. Okay. Asher.
Okay. Asher's gonna take a swing at him. It's not prone or anything.
Nope.
That's a 17 plus things.
That'll hit.
So then that's going to be 7 damage. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to look over at Ace and be like, get yourself together. And I will cast Healing Word to him. So that is an extra 1d4 plus 4.
The Phoenix down.
That is 8 health towards you, Ace.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Right.
I'm going to attempt Uncle Temperance hideous laughter. So wisdom save of 13.
That is 19 total.
Oh,
Does it? Oh, it doesn't matter though. But it would have had that -4, right? Because of
what is
That-
the
but it
DC?
would-
Can that fail ever?
it would. Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Dom.
Can I see how does it looking?
It's looking
Damage
weird.
wise, it. Huh?
Still got a lot of fight in it, but it's hurt.
Still got a lot of fight in it, but it's hurt. Okay. I am going to just try to wrap around it as best as I can and try to grapple it again.
Okay. Strength contest. Roll your check. I'll roll my save.
Okay. 21.
What does 21 do? Do I succeed, right?
I don't know.
I think it's
I don't know
the
if it's
save
the same.
succeeds, right? Versus the check. Pretty sure that's how that works. Because I met the DC, which the DC was what your check was, right? So that seems to be. I don't. Is that fair? It's a good
Sure.
tussle, but.
Okay.
Well, does that make sense? Does that seem fair?
Sure.
Is this yeah?
I really don't know what happens with that. So, sure.
I'm pretty sure like the check makes it like the DC, and that's how we'll play it for now. Anything else you would like to do or can do?
I think that's it. I don't think I can do.
You have a bonus action.
Yeah. Yeah, but yes, I do. I'm gonna guard. I'm going to guard.
Okay. Well, let's say it developed. It used to be that you have to make your first attack and then you can guard, but let's go ahead
Oh,
and say
did it?
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Well,
how-
no,
that's
that's
how we
okay.
initially
No worries.
designed it.
No worries.
Okay.
Then no, I'm not
Um,
gonna do anything with my bonus action.
You have, I mean, I don't want to meta here, but you have an additional bonus action that you've received from your rage if you would like to avoid being attacked. Teleport.
No.
Okay, you're gonna
I
stay
think
there.
I think I've got the most here.
Okay.
I want to
right.
try to protect.
It is its turn, so we'll see. It will. That is a nat 20 on the bite attack against you.
Okay.
Okay. So. Okay, you're lucky I rolled low. That's 12 points of piercing damage, halved. That's 6 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's 12 double, or it's not already.
12 was
It's already.
the total, yeah.
So you rolled a
nat
12.
20.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you rolled a
rolled it.
12, so it's
so it's
24.
24. Then that's a half.
I already did all the math. Subtract 6
Cool.
HP. 6 HP.
Good.
No worries.
Just want to make sure.
Subtract 6 HP. I
Gotcha.
already halved it for you.
Cool.
But I need you to make a Constitution saving throw once again.
Got you. 15. 10 plus 5.
I need a glass of whiskey.
You take 2 psychic damage as you feel, as it bites into you, a flood of kind of almost like you can see within your mind's eye or inside your own eyes, like these pores, these spores kind of swim around
Is-
inside your
Just
mind.
making sure I understand. Is it a poison, and would
No,
that
It is not.
affect? Okay. That's all. Sorry.
Yeah, it was psychic damage, so there's something else going on here.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
Cool.
Which also I
Yeah.
need to make note of because this will
Fuck
come.
with my psyche, bro.
this,
This spore monster was a fuckboy. It's fucking with my psyche.
Okay, that will be important later. It is going to make some claw attacks against you now. That is 17 and 17. That is the weird damage that they do. So that's 6 slashing damage. 3. Already halved it, so subtract 3. And then 1 piercing damage. So you take no damage or just 1? Probably just no damage.
One.
Just
I'd
take
say
1.
one.
Okay. Good. That is its turn. Karan.
All right. I mean, I can still see that he's getting hit because it's dim light as well as the dark vision. So, I'm going to go ahead and use my preserve life channel divinity, and I'm going to immediately heal Ace with 50 because he's the only person who looks visibly hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
How
ahead
are
and
you
heal him
feeling,
15.
Dominicus?
You want me to just tell you my hit points? Or
Yeah, I'm just curious.
14 out of 34.
Okay.
Man, you've taken that much damage?
Yeah. Well,
I feel like I'm just
he's taking a
slowly
lot more than that. If
I'm
it
like
wasn't
taking
for
a
that.
lot
I
more
know, I'm
than
like
that.
chipping away at
Yeah.
it very slowly with like 4 damage, 5 damage, 4 damage.
well.
No,
I guess that
those
adds up.
bite attacks,
That adds up.
attacks with 15 hit points or 15 points and 12 points. Yeah.
That's true. That was huge.
Yep. So, what were you gonna say something?
Yeah, Karan and his channel divinity flex seal. Jesus Christ.
So you said that was 15?
I'm gonna slap on 15 HP.
Just
you
slap
just
that
get
on.
that.
Slap that boy on everything.
Yep.
Slap this. 15 HP.
You're gonna
this
love my
bad boy.
heals.
You're gonna love my heals. Slap chop. Okay. Right.
Oh,
what do we
I
got?
still got one more thing.
Bonus action.
Still get the bonus action. Bonus action gonna be the attack with spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
That is
Wispy wisp.
a 17 plus 6. So that's a lot.
Do damage now.
Hits.
Do damage now.
Yeah. Wait, no, what am I doing? That's the other attack. I need 8. That is 6 plus 4. That's 10 force damage.
Nice. It's getting there. Rowan.
That's it.
Rowan's seeing Dom getting absolutely thrashed in front of him. He's gonna get angry and try to trip him one more time. So I'm gonna try that. My first attack is going to be. So it's 16 plus 5, 21 for the first one. Natural
That'll hit.
20. Natural 20 for the second hit.
Ooh.
Ooh. So again, spending another superiority die to trip him. 4 for the first one. 7 for the second, for the superiority die. So 7 plus 4. Math. 11 plus 3. 14 slashing damage for the first attack. And then also, if you don't mind, doing a strength saving throw.
It's cocked. That is 18 plus stuff.
Okay, well. Okay. So 10 plus 3, 13 slashing damage for. So it's 5
What was it?
plus. So I rolled a 5. So double that because it's a natural 20. So 10 plus 3, 13.
13. Nice. It is looking really hurt. Really hurt. More of these slashes, and it's just everywhere. These pores kind of almost emptying out on the floor.
I'm gonna use an action surge and go again
Go ahead.
with that anger, just kind of wanting to. Wonder if that would. Hang on.
Can you use another key point?
That's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna use another superiority die to try to trip him with this.
Sorry.
Just absolutely frustrated. I'm gonna clean my board there. I swear to God, another natural 20. I swear to God, another natural 20. That's
Oh
right.
my
damage.
God.
While she's doing that, can I have everybody roll me Constitution saving throws?
Oh shit!
Please save. Nope, I didn't save it, but I'm gonna keep it there. So, to superior.
Asher?
That one.
That one.
To
Gerard.
13.
And Corinne?
22.
And
he's gonna be
Rowan.
okay.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
that is 14 plus 4, 18.
And what was the damage on your...
So, that is a 7 plus 2, so 9. Double that, which is 18 plus 3.
It would be 7. You roll.
It would
you
be 7
double
plus
your
2.
roll damage. Not
Yes, so
your.
7
You don't add the
plus-
modifier to.
7 plus 2, 9. Times that by 2, 18.
Wait, where is the +2 from?
It's my superiority die. I'm using a takedown. I'm doing a trip
okay.
attack with my superiority.
Okay.
7 plus 2.
Does it double the superiority die damage too? I'm just trying to be clear. It's usually just the rolled first attack, the attack that landed.
When you hit with a weapon attack, you expend 1 superiority die to add to the total damage roll.
Okay, so it's adding to the damage. That would be
Yeah.
another modifier though, rather than the roll.
We have to consult PHB on critical in order to determine this.
So just keep the 9 or double it since it's a natural 20.
So if you roll a 7 on the die, that would be doubled.
That's
so
what
you're
you rolled.
14.
You rolled what
plus
you died,
2.
and then everything else is a modifier that's added to
And
it.
it would be 16. So
Okay.
16 is your total.
So 16 plus 3, 19 damage, and then he needs to roll a strength saving throw.
Before I do that, the good news is I have a question. How do you want to do this?
Like
Rowan
opening up
is-
the book. Oh, don't need that anymore.
Rowan is gonna get absolutely infuriated. He's gonna just tell the thing, "Get off him!" And then he's gonna kind of throw him and just kind of throw his swords down into, again, the neck that he kept.
Yeah. So-
Slashing into. He's gonna just separate that.
You see as so you're like decapitating it essentially.
Yeah, but
It-
just kind of like
as
tripping him
the-
off of him and then just like separating it.
As the head kind of falls to the wayside, you see as the more of these spores kind of pour out of the neck hole and the head area, but also some blood of the original inhabitant, the occupant that these spores took over, kind of mixed in with the spores. And you see as these spores kind of float to the floor.
Rowan's just gonna kind of just sit there
You're out
breathing
of
heavy,
initiative.
breathing heavy, holding the 2 swords. Just shaking. Things
Should
big.
get out of here.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna try to harvest immediately.
Yeah, I'll assist. But anyone who is not helping with this should go out of here.
Ace is gonna walk over kind of to the body while they're trying to harvest and kind of see, does the armor that was on him separate from his body, or is it like literally I would be trying to skin him?
The armor is more akin to like, to pronounce chitin or chitin?
Chitin.
Chitin? Yeah.
Chitin. Yeah, something like that.
It's
Chitin.
like if you were to try to make armor out of it, it wouldn't be like, it's not like metal. I mean, it protected it, but it's pretty, it would be like, I don't know, it'd be like trying to use a seashell as an armor.
Well, I mean,
it's pretty
chitin,
fragile in a
chitin.
lot of ways. Yeah.
okay,
Chitin, yes.
because I know we have a druid. That's why I was, and they can't use metal armor. So I was like, well, might be.
It's worth a try. You can see what you can do with it.
So So is it worth or no?
You can certainly try. It is. There's a
Okay.
lot of different cuts and gashes in it. You would have to be pretty creative to try to make armor out of it. Again, I don't know how effective it would be.
All right, I'll leave it be.
Like you'd probably be
Yeah.
better off with leather armor. Like
Okay, that's cool.
Rowan's gonna ignite his sword so people can see down there too while he's down there.
Yeah, can we make some search checks?
16 plus wisdom plus 1, so 17. So that does ignite.
okay, yeah. As your swords ignite, you kind of get a look around the room, and now you see. This is more a storage container for a lot of his equipment, but there are a few kind of like potions of healing on a shelf. Actually, more so near the entrance towards the cellar stairs. That would be 2 of them in an empty vial. It'd just be potions of healing.
I don't. They're there. I kind of want to take them, but they're his.
Take him. Fuck him. You know that's his assistant, right? He left his assistant down here to turn into that. You really feel any kind of remorse for that?
I just don't feel right not taking what's mine. I don't feel right taking it. But Rowan's gonna take the vials. He's gonna look at them. And he's gonna hold them up that he's got them.
We'll meet you back up if we don't know. We don't want to be breathing these things in too long.
You got fire.
I'm still holding, like, one hand helping run with the other.
I'm gonna toss one of the health potions to Ace. And I'm just gonna hold on to the other one. And I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay, Karen, let's get to cutting.
I'm already.
Yeah,
We
you guys
need to
are
cut these fast.
pulling away the different chitin armor and getting at some of the spores that seem to be the part that you need, the ingredient.
Do they appear to be good, or like are they starting to wilt, or like how does their
No, they
condition
seem
look?
still kind of healthy and freshly harvested.
Good.
Oddly enough, like closer inspection, the little like mushroom part of the spore has these kind of folds that almost resemble kind of like a skull. Kind of the darkening patterns along it, and also the actual folds itself, kind of yes, very skull-like.
They're certainly deserving of their name, but at least they appear to be in good condition and hopefully plenty.
You guys heading back up?
Yeah, however long, if there's anything else we need to do as far as harvesting or how much we're getting, even
It's up to you.
as much as possible.
I'm gonna.
You want to like try to fill up a sack?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like I was gonna say I could utilize the alchemist kit was available there, but I think 1 sec, unless you each
I'd
want to
say
have the sack.
with all of
total.
that, you get about like 10 pounds worth of spores.
All right.
Asher, should we maybe burn this place when we're all done so it doesn't spread? I mean, fire.
These seem to grow in dark cave-like structures, so I don't believe it'll spread. But once we make the cure, maybe.
Burn it down.
Mhm.
Well, calm down there.
Would Karun be, well, without there being a corpse there to feed off of and propagate from, will the colony eventually die? Is that something that Karun might know, or is that actually not how it works?
They have a corpse still, technically.
No, that's true. Yeah, they do have a corpse still.
Yep.
We could just remove the body and compel the alchemist to dispose of it.
Do you trust him to be compelled to get rid of it rather than
Oh
use it?
no, not request. Compel him to dispose of it properly. It's the least he can do. His assistance, after all. Trust me, I want nothing more than to see this man his just deserts, but I don't want to go so far as to burn down his establishment and potentially more of the town. That's varying degrees. Everything seems a lot more gray. Still, I don't think we have to worry about it spreading, not only if we don't create a cure, if we remove the corpse that colony feeds off of. It's up to you. But if we burn this place down, it will probably burn down everything above it as well.
Okay.
Rowan's walking to the top, and as he walks to the top, I'm putting the healing potion in my my pack, I guess, my bucket.
I'd like Ace like to sit back and kind of be with Asher and Karan and be like, he's kind of like rubbing his shoulder and maybe one of the bites that he got, and then being like, one of those bites, I kind of felt like I might have gotten something a little bit more extra. I don't know if either of you could look at it.
Take a look.
Maybe later. Just a heads up.
Once we get the cure, I will check to see if you still have magical traces or poisons or any of that.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, as you get to the top and you attempt the door is locked from the other side.
I'm gonna
Ace.
pound on the door.
Yes.
We've taken care of the problem down there. And I think they're harvesting the spores right now for you.
Kind of a moment of hesitation and silence. And then and the door opens.
Thank you. Rosh is going to kind of walk on through, but he's going to stay close to the door so he doesn't shut it again.
How much did you
Take-
get?
I came up. I was advised to come back up. So they're currently harvesting it. The head is off of it. If that gives you a little bit of reassurance.
That certainly helps. I don't think it'll reanimate without the head. Typically, something like this needs to be burned to be dealt with entirely. But I don't know how much we'll need to cure perhaps the whole town. So it might be best to leave it for as long as we can to harvest from the corpse. I don't think it will come back with the head severed, but it will slow down the rate of decay of the mushrooms. while they still have blood to feed on.
I'm gonna go turn to the hallway and yell, "Harvest them quickly!"
We have
with the head
plenty of
being-
time. I'm talking weeks that we'll be able to harvest
Oh.
them.
Never mind.
Well,
Keep
Bri-
doing your thing.
Briar's coming up around this point because we already harvested them.
How much did you get?
How much do you need?
I do not know.
We have at least 6.
Hopefully that's enough. I have a lot of research to do. I have theories, but we'll take some testing of those theories.
I really love how it goes from I have a cure to I have theories. I
Suppose
think
we-
I will help you.
Did you have a better
maybe.
solution?
I
What was
think I
your
will help
plan?
you. I don't have a plan. I'm just
Oh.
saying. I think they'll help you, maybe.
Will you?
Yeah.
I could
So-
use another assistant, I suppose.
Yes, and who knows? You might end up like your last.
I doubt it.
Rowan's eyes are just going to be darting back and forth between the two of them as they talk, kind of keeping an eye out for interjecting. You got it.
I'm gonna do something. Hold on.
You thought I was bad. Ace is gonna grab like a chair and drag it over to them and flip it around and sit kind of like backwards on it and be like, "Whoa!" Imagining these testings, you'll have to have a live sample that has been infected. I don't trust you, but I trust her with my life. So let's do what we need to do to get this cure made.
I need to develop concoctions first. It may take a few days.
Okay.
In the meantime, is there anything you could suggest to kind of help my friends? Anything that could push it off a little bit longer?
I do not know. Try your best to stay well.
The more hands you have, the faster it will be, yes?
No.
Yeah.
I know what you're on about. I work alone.
You're an idiot.
Let us
Hello?
help you.
I understand leverage.
I mean,
If I'm the
that
only
is-
one that can develop this cure, you need me alive. If suddenly you know how to develop this cure as well, you don't need me alive anymore. I'm not
Well,
foolish.
Why would
I hate to break this up to you, but 2 people with the infections have been in this room, have been talking to you directly, breathing in your face.
Yes?
We might be subjected as well. You might be subjected as well. So the quicker we can get this cure before you discover you have it too. I'm just
Well,
saying. I
the
think
way
this
I
would be
look
best
at
to
it
help you.
is, in that case, I'm dead either way, then aren't I? I would rather die by my own hand, by my own choice, volition, than to succumb to your plots.
Why?
Not
Why be
plotting.
such an asshole? We can work together and we can get this cure done. The more
I
hands
can
you
get
have,
it
listen.
done alone.
You're the boss, okay? You tell us where to go and what to do. We get that. You're superior. Your dick's huge.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
just
I will
calm
tell you
down.
where to go and how to help. Leave my shop and go home. I will work on it in peace.
We'll be back here to check on you every day, make sure everything's going okay.
That
Is
would
that
be
okay?
wise. The door's open. He kind of motions. Kicked in door.
I'm going to turn to Briar. There's no talking to him. And you're going to see visible frustration on his face.
Briar's going to shake her head very frustrated and message Asher. Do we try to charm him?
Well, I don't have that prepared, but then Asher's gonna walk up and be like, "Well, let me take a look at all of us. Let's see if or how many of us are infected."
And
Uh,
I'll look at you too, Asher.
Asher,
the
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Natural 20.
Good.
the shopkeeper.
Because you touched Ace when you healed him.
Yeah. Well, when I first started with because I was
Touch both
getting
of us,
word.
yeah.
The shopkeeper, real quick. Does he look human? Like, can I tell his race?
Yeah, he seems human for the most part. He has mostly human features. One strange, distinct feature is that he has like orange eyes, which is like a golden brown orange eyes.
Karoma's going to keep some of those mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan would probably walk up to Karan. There's no dealing with him.
No, he's insufferable. He's single-minded.
You think there's somebody else here that might be able to?
It's a possibility, but honestly, I think all we can do is let this individual work. But try to see if I can make any headway myself. Asher, perhaps there's something that we can as a contingency, just in case he is not able.
I do have an idea. So I'm gonna pop detect magic. I'm gonna look at Briar and Rowan specifically. Do I see?
They do not seem to have that same necrotic energy that Ace and Brun had.
Okay, well, Rowan, is there a order of the heroes here?
Yeah, there is. Up in the fingers.
Okay.
The rings. We gotta go to the rings.
Well, you don't look infected, so I need you two to go to the Order of the Heroes and the Temple of the Light and see if they can get some healers. Tell them it's a curse. They might be able to help.
I'll go. Briar, do you want to come with me, or do you want to stick with them?
I don't think it should just be you going. I really wish we could.
I don't
At
want to
least-
split up.
I don't want to split up. I'm not going to leave you alone. Okay. I'm going to go with Rowan. Do you guys think we need to maybe rinse off? We have that stuff all over us, right?
Yeah, we should probably swing by at the inn really quick.
No.
No.
We find a trough. No, not even then. And she's like having a panic. We are coated in vomit and spores.
Hang on. This is an apothecary. He's got to have something to kind of clean himself if everything goes wrong, right? There's got to be something around here. So
You need a cleaning
I'm gonna-
solution.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have any.
The bucket under the cupboard. He kind
Okay.
of points over to an area.
I'm gonna go over there and
So
start.
scrubbing.
Yeah.
I'm
start
gonna get
taking-
your back. Just like
Just do the same.
contamination.
Yeah, straight up
Um,
decontamination.
Okay, so Holson, before I waste time, could I do an intimidation roll before I do a spiel?
Before you do
Would
a
it
what?
work? Like a speech? Would it even work? On
You can try. Yeah. You can try. if it's compelling enough. It's a high DC for this because he's pretty stubborn. You know what I mean? So it's just gonna.
Okay. So Ace still sitting there at the seat, kind of staring at him. You know, this whole leverage thing in people's lives is really starting to annoy me. And after seeing what you did to not what you did to your apprentice, it's really starting to think that you are not such a good guy, and I don't like it.
He moves a little bit closer and kind of stands
don't-
right in front of you. Are you sitting down, you said?
Yeah. You need help. You need to swallow your ego, and you need to let us help you. Or a lot of people are gonna die. Now roll intimidation.
Roll intimidation. Did that fall into your lap?
It did.
Roll it
But
again.
it didn't fall into my lap. It fell in front of me, not in my
Okay.
my roll. Do you want me to roll it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. I had a number set in my head. He kind of leans in and kind of gets like right next to your ear. I do not need help. You need me. And there is nothing you can do. So quit the tough guy act. And he's gonna pat you on the shoulder and then sit up. I'll give you a free rage if you want.
I'm You guys remember what Ace did with Martison in the brothel? He is going to get up and grab him by the neck and slam him against the wall.
Do
and
another
tell him-
intimidation.
in
sure.
his ear, tell him in his ear, it's not an act, and I can snap your neck like a twig.
With advantage. Which I shouldn't do. I shouldn't condone this behavior.
I
but
know.
I love it.
I know.
It. I love it. It's
21. I mean,
then do it. And then we all die. That blood is on your hands then, not mine. I am the one working on the cure, and you are in my way.
We can all see this, right?
Yeah, Asher's gonna grab Ace. Well, yeah, he's gonna not think about it. Grab Ace by the shoulder and be like, "Well, he might be able to help. He has to live with his decisions after we're done." And he's gonna kind of try to ease you away. I do not feel any sympathy for what he's going to have to live with.
I'll back off with Asher.
Finally, somebody more hateable than Martison. This guy's like debatable.
Really, Monty is a prick.
Well, sir, there's really no other way for us to communicate with each other, huh? Because we should meet at the inn by the end of the night, right? That's our plan. We all meet back there.
I don't think we should. I'm gonna point at myself, Karan, and Dominicus. Be like, I don't believe we should go anywhere near that inn.
You're good, Asher. Remember?
Well, I
It was
just
con-
touched
yeah, it
him
was con-
again because I'm
Oh.
pulling him off.
No, that is true.
So Briar's gonna be like, well, if he doesn't want you to stay, maybe watch the outside so he doesn't try to make a run front and back as you do.
That's
I'm not
what I
going
was
anywhere.
thinking.
Everything is here that I need.
You-
I don't care if you post up outside. You can do that. I need somebody
This-
to protect my establishment in any way since you destroyed my door.
This curse, do you have any idea who could have caused it in the first place? The original source?
There was a person who stopped by my shop the early onset of this. They spoke nothing to me. They wore a raven's mask. You guys They were dressed in all black. Spoke nothing to me. They browsed around the shop and I don't know. Had an odd feeling about them. I could smell from the inside of their mask that they had some herbs and such inside there. Probably something to ward off whatever they were bringing to the town itself.
You think if me and my friend Corona over there would wear these masks that you have, would they stop us from spreading it to others?
I don't know what they had in theirs. Mine are not quite the same. Mine is only direct contact. I don't even know if it works. I hope it does. I have theories.
So, once Rowan and Briar get done scrubbing off and decontaminating, I'm going to cast Detect Poison and Disease and look over them to make sure they're actually decontaminated.
You're going to use what?
Detect Poison and Disease.
Detect poison and disease. There does appear to be a disease afflicting Briar, but not Rowan. Roll a perception check as well.
That's a 10.
That's what you notice.
Rowan?
Yep.
I think you should get going now. Briar, I think we should talk.
Rowan, get my dad.
Rowan's gonna look at everybody in the party. And he's gonna slowly walk away from, and he's gonna just bolt. I'm talking, he's running as fast as he can back to the inn.
Rowan, wait.
Roll by this point. Yeah, I guess it would probably just be afternoon. Just approaching afternoon from all this happening, I would say, because you guys did this basically in the morning. Okay, you saying wait to Rowan?
I would. Did I do it enough time?
I would
Roll
say
perception
so, yeah.
check. For Rowan.
Rowan, what do your elf ears see here? Okay. 15 plus 3, 18.
You do hear him.
Something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slam my leg into the ground and kind of do an abrupt stop.
Communication. You'll need communication, and he'll like start to take the amulet off, and he'll like run inside and get in the bucket, like really trying to clean it off, and like then wrap it in a cloth and run back out and attempt to like toss it so that away from him, kind of thing.
How many times have you used that today?
2, but if it's going to be a multiple day job, she might be able to communicate. At least. I know, I'm sorry. I was just gonna try to move past it like it didn't happen.
Coria would be able to.
There we
Yeah.
go. Coria.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
if Rowan is going back, I mean, I don't want to tell you how to play, but if Rowan is going back to the end,
I don't need it.
then both the things will be at the end.
No,
Karam was
but-
going to be.
But Rowan and I'm guessing Briar's father will be in the rings, and then they can have communication from there to us that way. That's how he was thinking. Because neither of them have magic in the aspect of the sending or message or anything like that.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we were thought in the sense of like talk to us. Like you can't talk to us if that thing goes with Rowan. But yeah, if it's for Rowan exclusive utilization, then
That's where his thought is.
Yeah, and when you hand it to him, and be like, Rowan, if you lose that, I am going to die. Like, I will be the next corpse in the basement.
Rowan is gonna, kind of try to catch it with like his forearms, like because he has a long sleeve shirt, and just a little bit more protection. He's gonna try to like, just kind of like wipe the stuff off, and he's gonna kind of put it in his pocket. And he's gonna hold it. Okay. Anything else before?
Sorry. Run like the wind, Bullseye.
Rowan's gonna bolt off. Let me know that I tried my best to not actually touch it. I literally tried to put it.
You're fine.
Okay.
Maybe.
You're fine.
I'm like a germaphobe in it. I don't know why, bro.
You guys are so nervous. There's so much going on right now in this city.
So stressed, bro.
Are you guys stressed? Are you guys stressed?
No, not
Let's
me.
take a meta
My
break here
character
for a
is
second. Are
very
you guys
Yeah, Rowan's stressed.
Everybody's sick of something.
Everybody's getting sick. Briar and I were being extra careful. Anyway, so Rowan is running as fast as he can to the sleeping room.
As you go ahead and make me a perception check.
That is a 16 plus 3, so 19.
19. Catches your eye as you make your way to the main road. You kind of glance off to the side where the gate was, where all the guys were reaching in. They're not there.
Is the gate still intact?
Gate is intact. They're not trying to come through that gate anymore.
Are the guards at the gate?
There's still 2 guards at the battlements at the top.
No. Do I want to? Yes, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go to the guard really quick. Is it the guy that I talked to before? Is that guy around?
One of them up there, yeah.
How's things looking over there?
They buggered off. They started circling around the city wall. I don't see him anymore. I'm not worried about it. They got them posted all up around.
All right. Thank you. Keep up. Okay, and Rowan's just gonna run to the sleeping inn.
Okay.
I'm also want to keep an eye out for those Naramines, that group of Naramines, if I can, while running towards it.
Roll a perception check.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna pull Briar outside and kind of keeping a distance and be like, Briar, I believe you breathed in some spores. On the bright side, I can cure it tomorrow, but I want to keep an eye on all of you.
Okay.
So I do believe we're going to separate all 3 of us tonight and probably sleep out here.
Maybe it was when it vomited on me.
I believe
Also,
so.
without perception checks, you also notice that yourself and also Dominicus have contracted some sort of disease as well, on top of the necrotic energy that that Dominicus and Coron seem to have.
Oh shit, we got the herpes.
Myself and Dominicus also have this disease, but it appears that I haven't contracted the curse yet.
Does Caron have it too?
You said Karan didn't?
He does not have. He has. Well, you can't see this. He has the necrotic energy, which was confirmed earlier at another time.
Yeah.
The plague. This new disease is associated probably with the spores.
He does not have what I'm assuming is the spores. So
Oh, it feels so gross. Okay.
tomorrow I will use my spell slots. I can cure 2 of you, so we just need to stay away from people.
Okay.
Rowan rolled a 19 in perception.
Looking for the Nermine.
Just keeping an eye out as I'm running through. And very closely as I'm approaching, just so they don't see me go in. I want to make sure of
Yeah.
that.
They don't seem to be in sight.
I'm going to try to go in the way I came. Oh, that's not a good idea. Her dad's probably on watch. I'm gonna knock on the back door and say it's Rowan, Coria, and everybody. I'm gonna be going through the
Back
to the top,
door,
so don't. Yeah, like
is the back hallway where Zagya and Karun were interacting.
Yeah.
Okay. If nobody was back there, they probably wouldn't hear, and you kind of get that impression. There's no response.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up to the window and just yell before, just kind of loudly talk and let them know that I'm there. It's Rowan, I'm back.
No response.
I don't want to get in. I don't want to go in. Rowan's gonna jump down. Can I see if there's any obstructions to the windows or anything like that? Like they maybe
the
broken?
one that you left out of is still open.
Okay, that's the only one. That's the only obstruction.
Door, yeah.
I don't want to go in. I guess I'm gonna go to the front and knock on the front door. Is anybody watching me?
Roll perception check.
It's 11 plus 3, so 14.
Quickly glancing around, you don't notice anybody watching. The streets are pretty empty right now. They kind of seems like they cleared out the streets and actually put people in.
I'm gonna knock on the door. It's Rowan.
Is everything okay?
I need your help. If you don't mind meeting me at the back.
On my way.
Okay. I'm gonna run to the back and wait for... Who is her... What's her dad's
Zakia?
name again?
Arel.
Arl.
Arl? I'm gonna wait for him to come towards the back.
Yeah, as you round the corner of the building, get to that back alley, he arrives at the balcony at the top. How did it go?
I need your help getting into the rings.
What for?
I need to speak to the Order of Heroes and the Light. And I need your help getting me in. Fast.
I can do that.
Briar said you'd be the one, but before you come down, I'm gonna kind of let him know that they're all gonna be... They won't be coming home tonight. I'm just gonna say that. But we're trying to... What I'm trying to do is gonna help make things better. I don't want to scare her.
Right. I know. I did some studying of the architecture of the city. My idea is that we would take the sewers. They're designed so that, well, it would be hard to traverse with multiple people. It's kind of a single file thing. But they have exits that exit the city to drain it out, but also crossways that would go over into the Rings district, that go underneath the river that divides the districts. They keep it locked and guarded most of the time.
Okay. You're coming with, right? It's just gonna be me.
I will come with you, but we will probably get very comfortable with each other very quickly.
All right. It's not like I've kind of done the same thing before. Similar.
There's one that I've located, not too far from here, several minutes walk, but it's at the edge of town, between the border of the river and the Hans district.
Okay. I just need to get there. I'll do whatever I can to get there. If you don't mind letting Coria know that, and everybody else. Rowan's gonna fill him in and just to kind of let them know what's going on. To
Wait
relay
right
to
there.
them.
I'm coming with you.
Okay.
Kind of leaves the balcony.
In the moments that he's gone, I'm gonna keep an eye out for those near me.
Roll a perception check.
That's a 13 plus 3, 16.
On top of the perception check, it draws your attention to the balcony. Once again, Zagia, she shows up where RL was. How is everything?
Ron's gonna shake his head. And he's gonna have to kind of like signal her to kind of go back in and do this and kind of like point to his eyes like around, kind of saying that he saw, like trying to signal her that he saw them around here, kind of a thing, and to be quiet. When we leave, board up, cover this, no, don't answer. He's going to kind of gesture, try not to give names, but he's going to be like kind of gesturing to Karun. Told me. They're here.
She kind of drifts back into the room, kind of acknowledging that.
Everything will be okay. We'll see to it. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't want to be rude. I just don't want them to hear her.
She leaves. Roll me another perception check.
Oh God. Okay. 18. 15 plus 3.
Looking around, you see in the different windows, some of them kind of being boarded up themselves. You see kind of people moving their curtains aside and kind of boarding up, and you see the second story kind of across the across the alley at the end, a curtain kind of slightly draped aside, and as you notice, they kind of let go. Okay. And are you trying to wait for RL?
I'm waiting for RL.
Yeah.
I don't know what
A little
else
bit
I
of
can.
time passes and he comes back and kind of quickly, swiftly scales down the side of the building. And this way. Kind of takes you through different back alleys and kind of like he's kind of in his element, sneaking around in a lot of ways.
Rowan's gonna do
you
his
see
best
like
to follow.
he's almost like cat-like in his prowling, and just like every step so precise and quiet, and just force of habit. He can't not do it almost.
Before they take off, Rowan's gonna kind of. Your wife can handle a group of people if she needs to, right?
My wife could handle an army.
Good, because there's a group looking for Zagia. I told Zagia she came to the window. And I'm saying this in a really hushed tone.
Yeah, you guys are blocks away from there by now.
Okay.
Anyway. So.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure they're going to be okay, since I'm taking you. But I'll be your shadow. I'm good at that. And Rowan's just gonna he's gonna try to learn, like watch his movements, and Rowan's gonna try to mimic them as much as possible as he kind of goes along. Trying to learning to be light on his feet.
Okay. As they're doing that, is there anything you guys would like to do? Just quickly, brief moment, nothing super long-winded.
Well, if there is absolutely nothing that we can do, Ace is definitely going to be like, keep moving, keeping himself moving, probably just doing workout exercises, practicing his form on the wall, punching and just trying to keep himself moving, to combat the illness, and to help his mind from racing.
Karum is probably just going to see what he can figure out himself, potentially, experiment a bit from the caps that he held on to. Not really expecting to get anywhere, seeing as he's no notes from this guy to go.
Yeah.
That's all he's going to spend his time doing.
Asher? Smokey the Bear or no?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay. Briar's just going to levitate herself up to the roof and start studying. Just kill time.
Okay. Rowan, you keeping toe with RL as you guys kind of work your way through the different back alleys, and you can kind of hear the water kind of raging on down upstream. You can see another like mountainous area where a second waterfall kind of drips into the city that feeds into this river that drops off into the waterfall that drops into the Fingers land. And as you approach, you see, as Arel kind of stops you, it's just a bed. Do you hear that? Roll perception check.
Oh, please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up. Didn't fuck up? That is a dirty 20. Thank God.
You hear kind of just around the corner, oddly, just. It's absolute hyperventilating.
Oh, my heart just started beating really fast. Can
It's in the city.
oh no, Rowan's gonna
Let him in.
Rowan's gonna
No!
Rowan's gonna sift up the bandana or the mask that he was given, and he's gonna kind of gesture to him. I'm sure her dad probably
Yeah.
has like
He
a
pulls
mask.
up his. He already had it. It's his. It's his rope
It's his
thing.
thing.
I don't have
It's
the
his
model
thing.
for it, but it was his
Okay.
original model. Had it.
No, I'm gonna just nod to him, like whatever you want to do.
You hear as almost the sound of like a bolt being cut.
Can I tell from where?
I think our exit just became an entrance.
Oh no.
He kind
Go.
of takes a step back.
Well,
Full stealth checks. I will as well. Okay, we're good. My end.
that is a 15, but I don't know what my stealth is. Okay, it's a 19. I'm stressing the fuck out.
You see as after this, and you hear kind of a, as the, presumably the metal gate on the other end of this corner opens up, and you hear the, and you see as approaching the end of the alley, you see familiar sight actually. The guard was holding his arm. Well, I guess it's not familiar to you, but would be to the audience. The guard was holding his arm, and he's wrestling with something. He has not noticed you, but he is standing kind of dead center in the alley.
Going.
It cut out. It didn't pick up.
We should keep going. Keep going. Before he sees us.
Like, keep going forward or keep going back?
We're gonna have to deal with him, so I mean we gotta take him out fast. We can go at the same time. Take him out quick.
Aurel doesn't break eye contact with you. Two daggers. Kind of one hits and then the other one hits in the head and he falls over. It's a 19 and a nat 20 actually. Good rolls, Aurel.
Rowan's just gonna like going from the eye contact to just not moving his head but looking.
You see like behind the mask the smile. He just smiles and then you still want that sparring match.
Rowan is just gonna be like, yeah. Rowan is just gonna be like, yeah.
So
Okay.
much from that ass kicking.
Much you guys have approached the entrance of this sewer gate sideline. There is a as you round this corner and you approach this gate, you do see that there was a guard, kind of a chunk taken out of his neck. If not dead, I mean, pretty bad shape from the bites that
Is he
he
breathing?
received.
Is he-
Roll a check. Well, you have to touch them to check, or you'd have to get pretty
well, no.
close. How do you want to do that? I'm just giving you a.
I'm not gonna. I mean, there's probably you could probably see his chest rise and fall. I would imagine. Can I see for
Or
that?
perception check, yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 12 for that, so that's a 13.
Kind of
so I don't
stare
know
at
if
it
that...
for a moment. Hard to tell with kind of the adrenaline pumping right now, and Aurel doesn't give you a whole lot of time as he kind of approaches more. He kind of sees you eyeing it, and he kind of throws the dagger right into the center chest of guard. I don't think he'll wake up.
You're a lot of confliction between Rowan wanted to do it, but he didn't know if he was still a human or not. So Rowan was very conflicted on that, in that perspective. Rowan's gonna follow still, no hesitation.
As you approach the mouth of the cave or the sewers, you guys enter the kind of damp steps as you go down in, and it starts to get really, really narrow as it approaches kind of a crossway that leads towards the other end of the direction of the water flow outside of the city. And you can hear kind of off in the distance echoing within the walls of the sewer. Steps as they approach from within the sewer. As it echoes faintly in your direction. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Yo.
That is my dude.
That was amazing.
So good, man.
You know,
That
the
was some
climactic cliffhanger.
good zombie.
I finally
noise.
get to live in a zombie realm and handle it.
And you're all by yourself with an NPC.
It's just like a video game. I'm excited. I got an NPC that I have no control over, so I'm hoping it doesn't.
Seems capable.
No control of it.
He gets stuck on a corner.
those two guards out.
He doesn't follow. He's stuck on a corner.
He runs through the zombies, comes back.
hides behind you. All right, chat. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna do the thing.
Amazing.
We're gonna do the thing that we do as next time. The walls are breached, or so it seems. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. We're gonna do.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. We're gonna do the thing.
Don't forget to follow if you haven't and become a subscriber. Emotes coming soon.
Do the hacking thing. I love you. Bye.